Did you know there is a hidden substance in your food that could be silently shortening your life? It's not sugar, it's not salt, and it's not those bad vegetable oils everyone talks about. This one is far worse, according to multiple international health organizations. We're talking about a powerful neurotoxin that can damage your brain, mess with your hormones and fertility, and most importantly, it's classified as a probable human carcinogen. Here is the scary part. Over 40% of the foods in your grocery store likely contain this toxic compound. And no, you won't find its name on any food label, because it's not actually added to the food. It's created during cooking, especially when high heat, refined sugars, and processed starches come into play. You could be cooking your way into chronic disease without even knowing it. In this video, you are going to learn what this toxic compound really is, how it forms in your everyday foods, the most dangerous foods to avoid, and most importantly, how to protect yourself and even neutralize its harmful effects. If you care about your health, your future, and your family, stay with me, because what you'll learn today could literally save your life. And before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Longevity Journey. This is where you learn how to live longer, healthier, and stronger. Let's get started. The invisible enemy on your plate. Imagine this. You were eating what seems like a normal meal. Maybe some crispy fries, a slice of toast, or even a cup of coffee. But hidden inside that food is a chemical so toxic, it's linked to brain damage, hormone disruption, and cancer. And the worst part? You can't taste it, smell it, or see it. It's completely invisible. This chemical is called acrylamide, and most people have never even heard of it. Acrylamide isn't added to food on purpose. It's a byproduct, something that forms when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures, especially when combined with refined sugars and processed proteins. It shows up when you bake, fry, or roast things like potatoes, bread, cereal, cookies, even coffee beans. That golden brown crust you love? That crispy texture? That's often a sign that acrylamide is present. And here is what makes it even more dangerous. Acrylamide is a neurotoxin, which means it can damage your nervous system and brain. It has also been shown to harm reproductive health and is considered a probable carcinogen in humans by the World Health Organization and the Environmental Protection Agency. In other words, every time you eat highly processed, high-heat cooked foods, you could be adding a little more poison to your body without even realizing it. But don't worry. Now that you know this enemy exists, you're going to learn exactly how to identify it, avoid it, and protect yourself. So how does something as dangerous as acrylamide end up in so much of the food we eat? It all starts with a simple chemical reaction that happens when we cook certain types of food. When you take refined sugar, combine it with a processed starch or protein, and then apply high heat, you trigger what's known as the Maillard reaction. This is the same reaction that gives food that golden brown color and crispy texture. It's what makes toast brown, fries crispy, and cookies smell amazing. But behind the flavor and texture, something much more harmful is happening. Here's what's really going on. A specific amino acid called asparagine, found in foods like wheat, corn, rice, and soy, reacts with refined sugars such as high fructose corn syrup, glucose syrup, or dextrose. When this combination is exposed to heat over 285 degrees or 120 degrees C, it creates acrylamide, and it doesn't stop there. Acrylamide can then break down into an even more dangerous substance called glycidamide, which is believed to be the real cancer-causing agent. Now here is why this is a huge problem. This reaction happens in so many common foods. French fries, potato chips, crackers, cookies, breakfast cereals, and even roasted coffee. They're all prone to forming acrylamide. Worse yet, this compound isn't listed on ingredient labels because it doesn't exist until the food is cooked. That means even health-conscious people may be consuming it without knowing. It's not just about what you eat, it's also how you cook it. Frying, roasting, and baking at high temperatures, that's the perfect storm. Now you can start to see why this toxic substance is everywhere in our modern diet. But don't worry, we were going to cover how to avoid it and how to protect yourself. Top 10 foods loaded with acrylamide. Now that you know how acrylamide forms, let's talk about the real danger. the everyday foods that are practically soaked in this toxic compound. And yes, chances are you're eating at least a few of these regularly. Here are the top 10 acrylamide-rich foods you need to watch out for. French fries, potato chips, crackers, and biscuits, cookies, breakfast cereals, toast, and bread crust, roasted coffee, corn chips and tortilla chips, prepackaged baked goods, frozen French fries, and reheated foods. These foods aren't just common, they're often marketed to kids, teens, and even health-conscious adults. We've normalized eating acrylamide-rich foods daily, and that's part of the health crisis we're seeing today. But don't worry, we're not just here to scare you. Next, you'll learn exactly how acrylamide affects your body and why even small amounts over time can have massive health consequences. The devastating effects of acrylamide on your body. By now you know what acrylamide is and where it hides, but what does it actually do to your body? The short answer: it silently damages your health from the inside out. Let's break down exactly how this toxin affects you. It attacks your brain and nervous system. It can mutate your DNA. It promotes chronic inflammation. It disrupts reproductive health. It's a probable human carcinogen. Now think about this. If you eat just a few of those acrylamide-rich foods every day, that toxic exposure builds up, day after day, year after year, and because it's invisible and unlisted on food labels, you might never even realize what's hurting you. But here's the good news. There are powerful natural ways to protect your body. How to protect yourself. Smart habits to reduce acrylamide exposure. Now that you know how harmful acrylamide can be, let's focus on what really matters. How can you protect yourself without giving up everything you love to eat? Good news. You don't have to live in fear or cut out all your favorite foods. With a few smart habits, you can drastically reduce your exposure and protect your health. Choose the right fats. Use natural sugars when baking. Cook low and slow. Eat acrylamide-fighting foods. Switch to dark roast coffee. Read labels and avoid ultra-processed foods. Even small changes like switching your oil or roasting veggies instead of frying can make a huge difference over time. And remember, it is not about restriction. It is about awareness and smarter choices that protect your health and extend your life. Are you cooking your own disease? Simple changes that save lives. Let's face it, most of us grew up thinking that golden brown meant delicious, crispy fries, toasted bread, oven-baked cookies. But now we know that golden color often means one thing: acrylamide. The real question is, are you unknowingly cooking your own disease one meal at a time? The answer doesn't have to be scary. Because here's the truth. You have more control than you think. Every single choice you make in the kitchen can either harm or heal. And even small, consistent changes can have a huge impact on your long-term health. Here's what you can start doing today. Switch out seed oils, bake or roast at lower temperatures. Use natural sugars. Avoid overcooking or browning your food. Eat more detoxifying foods. Choose dark roast coffee. Slow cook when possible. Read ingredient labels. The food industry won't protect you. Labels won't warn you. Doctors might never mention acrylamide unless you ask. That's why this knowledge is power. You've just unlocked one of the biggest hidden threats to your health. But more importantly, you now have the tools to fight back. Because when it comes to longevity, it's not just about living longer. It's about living better, stronger, and free from preventable diseases. You've just uncovered one of the most dangerous and most overlooked threats hiding in your food: acrylamide. It's invisible, but its damage is real. The power to change your future is literally in your hands and on your plate. But here's the thing. If you thought this was bad, wait until you see what sugar is doing to your body. It's not just about weight or cavities. In the next video, you'll discover how sugar is silently accelerating aging and destroying your longevity from the inside out. Don't miss it, your health depends on it. And before you go, and if you're serious about living longer with more strength, clarity, and energy, check out the Longevity Manual. It's packed with real science, real tools, and real strategies that you won't find in any video. This is your next-level guide to taking control of your future. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the link below to learn more about the Longevity Manual, your roadmap to a stronger, smarter, longer life. I'll see you in the next one.